This is a great one. We're going to see Fancy against Wesley. Fancy starting with the ball on offense, but he has one of the best defenses in Madden 25, and it really stems from the idea that he's just so good with the switch stick. Now, on offense right now, he is in the gun normal Y off close. This can be found inside of the Eagles playbook. It can be found inside of there's a few others as well, but the Eagles is like the main one people run this out of. And now he's gonna go immediately to the touch pass, which I'm actually slightly surprised by. But he's gonna be able to get some pretty good. Actually, no, he does not. He gets almost nothing. Fancy's always been one of the best offensive players in the world, and before this year, he never had a belt. This year, though, switch stick got added into the game, and that's a defensive feature. Again, the area of the field that he struggled more on. He was a great defensive player, but he wasn't top 5 defensive player like he was on offense. And now with the switch stick, he's so good. Right there, though, gets a little greedy, just totally misses his hitch on the right side. Wesley gets a little bit of the pressure in. Let me make sure I'm recording this correctly. I am. Hopefully, you guys are having a great, beautiful day. And we have twins to the left side here, tight end right. This will play PA snag. Now, Wesley in the dime 3-2. Essentially, he's going to line up right here with his user consistently. And this guy is going to do a couple of things. Either he's going to blitz right here, or he could blitz here, or he could blitz here. Okay? That's the blitzer, though. It's this guy. So we've got to keep our eye on him. I believe this is Charles Tillman, a very good blitzer looper. And you see him come downhill right there. And this time, actually, we actually see instant edge pressure, but Fancy's able to end up hitting his snag route. And he's going to go turbo to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 9. Huge play right here. Winner of this goes to the next round. Loser of this goes home. And the winner also makes lots of money. I think this game's about 30 or 50. Can't remember. I want to let you know real quick that we have a 30% off sale going on right now on my website, civil.gg, using code P30. This is going to unlock the best offensive and defensive schemes in Madden 25 and College Football 25. We have over 300 individual pieces of content up on the site right now. And by joining, you'll be joining a community of over 1,000 active members that are actually winning more games using our stuff. We did a survey the other day where we got 159 responses. 98% of those people said that they have won more games since joining. And you're not just getting content from myself, but you're getting content from some of the best players in the world literally every single week. The link to civil.gg is in the top of the description. And again, with code P30, you're gonna get a cool 30% off. If you want to start winning more games, that is the place to be. I'll see you over there. And now let's get back to the video. Timeout from Wesley. First half, you can burn those timeouts, right? Who cares? Wesley, though, also known for being a very offensive player. Both these guys are very much known for it. I think both have benefited a ton from switch stick being added to the game. Honestly, I wouldn't say I think that. I know that for a fact. I've known these guys for a very long time. And one of the best things about these wheel routes, right, is that you can hit them as a flat, you can hit them as a late streak, or you can hit them in this area. This guy's dropping, and so Fancy makes the read. This can be close. If Fancy misses this by a second, watch how close this is. If Fancy misses this wheel by a second, it's not going to be open. Also, this wheel is pushing flat zones to the sideline, opening up this seam streak unless it's a hook curl. Okay, so just something to keep in mind, too, of why that wheel can be incredibly good. And you actually see that throw, bang. If that's a second later, Carlton Davis, the third, makes a big bop on him, and that might get dropped, right? Doesn't, though. Great read by Fancy. Great job. And sometimes just kind of getting... That's a harder dot, too. Like, again, was that open? Yes, but like that, you have to kind of time that. You have to make that read. It's a little bit of a harder read. Not everyone's doing that. And so that's one of those like confidence things, in my opinion, that can like kind of get you going a little bit. He calls a fake jet touch pass. Wasn't there. I think he was just trying to... Fancy's smiling, so I don't know if he just tried like to glitch him. This was play action, so like maybe that safety bites or something. I don't know. Or maybe he thought Wesley would hop on the safety and bite down. One of the two is trying to get Wesley lacking somehow, and Fancy found it hilarious. But it's always nice to get these early kind of first downs, just a little bit of a groove, and just almost show yourself. This is how I always am. Like, show myself that I'm like, oh, I'm hooping, right? Little seaman, demon. That's what they call a TNC fake, Fancy. 214 representing Dallas. I don't know if 214 is actually Dallas or if that's the Fort Worth area specifically. I don't know, but... for those of you who don't know, I've known Wesley for a long time, but I've known Fancy since he first got into Madden. We got into Madden around the same time together in Madden, competitively, really, in Madden 19. And this is one of my things I don't love with this game, and Fancy makes a little bit of a face with it. So we get a deep out route right here. Now, this out cuts like this, right? A little curved, but not really. sometimes, and there could be a trigger for this maybe, not that I've heard of. Look how he cuts. He runs this like a corner. And so what should be super open, Fancy actually has to go on, click on while the ball's in the air, press B or circle, use the left stick, and go attack that ball, right? You'll actually see that again. If you don't do this in this situation, this could be a pick, and it's probably definitely not a catch, right? Again, Fancy's now, he's actually in the doubles Y-off close, not the normal Y-off close, and he's going to go drag, barely beating the switch stick. Wesley, I like both these guys. Not too much emotion, but not too much, like flagrance, right? They're not being flary, but they're smiling. They're like, yeah. Like almost. I like that. Is this Fancy's third time going to the jet motion? No, he's gonna get out of there. And Fancy is in the Eagles play, by the way. Going to curl flat. I'm gonna put a tight end on a drag. This is one of the most common setups year after year. Outside fade. I'm curious what this fade route does. No, it ends up being a curl route, stems it all the way up. But gets that drag. Quick throw. That could just be tough, man. This is a setup that we'll run. Quick drag right here, bang. And just opens up this pocket. And the streak is going to push things back, right? Wesley tried to get the switch stick there. I don't know if Wesley over switch sticked or just like brought the guy down, thought he was going to go to a different read. But nonetheless, Fancy scores a touchdown after getting on a 4th down. So like wasn't the easiest drive in the world. And now we're going to see Fancy hop on to the defensive side of the ball, which really I think, I mean, and this is why Fancy is so good this year. And I'm like, it sounds like I'm glazing, but he literally has won 2 belts. So it's like, what do you want me to do? Like pretend like he's not good? You know what I mean? Or pretend like there's nothing to talk about? Like, come on. I am glazing now. This is where I think we'll see a lot of Fancy. Mind you, he's in the dime 3-2 right here. Quick drag from Wesley. Wesley also in the gun number Y-off close. So crazy that, man, people, you can say what you want about competitive Madden and whatever, but to say it's the same offenses every single year is insane. Especially this year, it's never been more different. Like, it literally has never been more different. This has never been meta before. Quick one right there into that right seam to the low return route. I mean, zigs we've seen become meta. Return routes we've seen become meta. Even the actual... In terms of football, man, the actual routes that are meta this year, speed outs, are routes that have really not been super meta in years past. And at some point, man, I very much feel like this. Oh, he's going for the deep bomb. Picked. Oh, you'd like to see that get picked. Wesley smiling, Fancy smiling. I like these guys, man. They're not too amped up, but they're kind of smiling. They're smirking. I like that, man. I like that. But... I mean, in terms of how much different football can be on a year-to-year basis, because this is ultimately football, I think it's pretty different. Right there, the inside third gets exposed. Whenever you come out in the double safety go, which both these guys are coming out in a play called double safety go, it brings both the safeties down. If you leave an inside third from your safety, he can get ran by kind of late. We see that, and then also Wesley switch stick too. Kind of messed it up. Now, we're going to see a potential seam. He might be able to, no. Notice the little thing. This is something that like, oh, you'd like to see a fumble there. You'd like to see a fumble there. Wesley just changed his music, by the way. So notice very, very small thing from Fancy. He switch sticks onto this high safety. That's to make sure Wesley can't throw this, but then he swings him back over here to make sure he can't throw this. Essentially, Fancy's user is baiting both of these guys. If he doesn't do this, this throw inside is absolutely there, and that's something you see me complain about all the time because I'm not as good as Fancy is. But that's something I need to do. That should absolutely be a fumble. That's one of those reasons why I always talk about if there's an area of the defense where I could say, you know what, beat me doing this every play, it is every time the QB scramble up the middle. Because so many times it's so hard to slide, it's so hard to get down, et cetera, and you get into these animations where you just get tackled. And I mean, they should be fumbles for how the game plays. Like him not fumbling right there, absolute luck. That time though, Wesley doesn't get his feet in bounds. Oh, and I'm feeling amped up right now, man. I'm feeling a little bit, some would say lit. Oh, he dropped it. Okay. I see. And that's a fair drop too. Fancy's dude lit up. I just didn't think they'd give him the knockout animation, honestly. So, Wesley is dragging this backer who starts right here over here. This guy could do this. This guy could do this. Just something to keep in mind. Let's see what he does. Let's see. Wesley looking for at least bluffing the engage. Oh, I'm sorry, Fancy's on defense right now. I'm sorry. Miscommunication on my part. I suck. And, I mean, that's why this blitz can be so good sometimes, dude. And, if you're Wesley on offense, this is pretty frustrating. Can't say it's not. Your halfback is lined up in front of him or in front of the blitzer, right where the blitzer is coming from. And to be fair, Fancy sent the right slot corner, which would manipulate this protection. I didn't even recognize that. This guy gets sent. Halfback goes over here to pick him up, leaving this guy coming free. Actually, a good blitz setup by Fancy. Like, genuinely, that's... At first, I was like, man, that's frustrating for Wesley. Actually, good job by Fancy. So, Fancy, said go into this, probably the best defensive player in the world right now, best switch stick. And he immediately gets a quick stop on Wesley, one of the best offensive players in the world. Checks over to the gun normal out. Oh, no. Checks over to the gun doubles. We saw Lambo run this quite a bit. And double seams. Deep out. And that deep out, maybe that time I mislooked at it. It was a corner route, but it looked like, I thought it was, maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like a deep out and he ran kind of weird. Maybe I just looked at it wrong. Now he's going to the gun normal out close. And they really like this play. And so this is a really good cover 2 beater. We get Hitch right here and this guy. So we're going to be able to attack this deep half can't get there, or if it's an inside quarter. Essentially, what this play makes people do is take this guy and bail him deep. Because this guy can't defend what's happening over here. So we'll see what kind of happens with that. And you kind of see that. Oh, he gets it late, though. Not able to. Now, Fancy should be fumbling. Bro, I love watching these dudes play because they, like, I think both guys are so conscious of when they make bad plays. At least, like, kind of like fluky type stuff. And they're like, I don't know. I agree with a lot of how both of them, I think, want the game to play a little bit. I take back what I said, though, about them being conscious about making bad plays because Wesley's absolutely delusional. He thinks he absolutely makes the best play every time. But it is funny to see the smirks. I appreciate the smirks. I think me and them agree on a good amount of how the game should be played. Good switch stick right there, just not able to get there. Whenever you see these seams, you almost have to start taking them away with your user. Playmaker up on that play. But you see the seam right here, especially he gets bumped inside. He's starting right here, but he gets bumped inside. This is now open. Switch stick right here, go take that away. Makes it a very tough read for the QB. Fancy's trying to hit that. Good job. And because of the switching, even though the switch stick isn't actually what played that route, right? The high safety didn't play it. The switch stick is what makes Fancy have to pass lead it further inside, which leads it to another defender, right? So even if your switch stick isn't what picks the ball off, it isn't what makes the play, it can affect the pass lead, right? It's the same thing as a user. The user, even just being in an area, can affect a pass lead and be the reason it's not open. We have halfback corner route right here. Haven't seen this yet. Fancy going to take off up the middle. Oh! I mean, that's just a piss missile. I mean, I can't lie to you. Basic flood to the right side. Just using the halfback. Sees a lane. And that's just tough, man. So Fancy up a very fast 14-0. We're going to get that run it back replay that they've done so many of in this tournament. And yeah, Fancy's looking good. I got that McLaren sweatshirt on. Not sure what Wesley's wearing in terms of it. Almost looks. I'm not sure. I'd like to see what Wesley's wearing if you get a close up. Loop blitz gets picked up. Nice little check down. Gonna take us to the end of the first. Is that a long sleeve or is that a sweatshirt? It looks like a little like baggy almost. You know what I mean? Like bulky. I'm not sure because like for example, if you look at like this shirt on me, like it's not baggy, right? It's like I mean it's like a little, but it's not like baggy. I'm curious about Wesley's. I don't know. Because underrated part of this, and you kind of see what I'm talking about on the right side this time, where Wesley goes to the same play. These guys play very similar on offense, if you haven't noticed. And it essentially forces this guy to be dropping back deep. And if he's not, if this guy is, you have to switch stick him or something to take away that deep right. And so, let's see. See what happens, right? This guy plays underneath, and Wesley clicks on. Or Fancy clicks on, rather. Apologies for getting these names kind of wrong. Wesley is in the Falcons uniforms. Fancy's in the Cowboys. I keep on kind of talking too fast and messing up the name, so that is on me. But it is always interesting in my mind. You get the opportunity here. One of the things you think about when you're on camera, quick touch on. One of the opportunities you think about when you're on camera is, what are you going to wear, right? Because this will be on ESPN. This will be on all these different things. That's a weird shirt, I feel like. And it's like, what are you going to wear? It's a good question. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure that goes into it. Do you change outfits right before? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I remember I put a lot of thought into mine. I wore an outfit I usually wear, but it was a nice outfit. Let's go. Boom. Not really there. Up the middle, scrambles, gets down. Now Wesley moving, getting all the way down to the 4-yard line after that. Now we're going to see, usually inside the 10, and then especially inside the 5, you'll see people kind of switch their offenses up. Very rarely can you run the same offense that got you here. And so I'm curious what Wesley does in this situation to kind of just, get the last few yards that you need. And he's coming out in the gun slot right. There was a glitch play in this formation beginning of the year out of PA screen. Just not good anymore, but he's actually going to just use that to audible down. Here's if he has any plays that he likes out of it. And he needs to snap this ball fast or burn a timeout. No, he gets it off. Auto shed, though. That's either goal line stuff or no outsiders on Julius Peppers. I'm not sure which, but gets an easy instant shed. And that's going to push Wesley back. Probably going to back into the gun. Yep. Notice how, 4-yard line, under center. 8-yard line, he's back in the gun. This is a nice horizontal spacing combo. Gotta watch that zig in the flat or zig in the seam. Gotta watch the flat. And he's gonna go out route. Has it. Glad he got a good pass lead on that, even though he read past it. Really good read. The out route did run a little deeper than it looks like it would. But look, outside corner kind of sits right here. Pass lead that up here. Very good pass. Honestly, really good, just recognition knowing you could throw it. And then, maybe that red pass may have actually helped him some, too. Get a little bit further out of a pass lead, up and out. And Wesley answers right back. He also gets ball at half. Fancy has a good amount of time. But, if you're Wesley, you're not in the worst spot ever. And you assume, if you're ever going to win one of these games, you have to get stops throughout it. Okay, is this? But see, I'm seeing some, a zip up. This is a jacket. It's a black jacket. Okay. It's a black jacket with what appears to be a heavy black shirt underneath it. Which is why I was getting confused. See what I'm saying? You can see the zip. You can see the little zippers. Interesting. There's that seam ball that we were talking about. Fancy hits it and is almost already back in field goal range. And that's just where if you see those double seams happening, you almost have to get on that safety or else you're going to be in for a bad time. It's just very tough. Very, very tough to defend it. Now, Fancy, you're going to go to the touch pass here. Outside, able to get a few. I thought maybe he would chew the clock a little bit before that play call. He doesn't. I'm curious if he begins to a little bit now, just because he knows Wesley gets ball. He knows he's not guaranteed 3, obviously, but he's very close to 3. And just going to half, up 2 possessions, guaranteed. Right, I'm curious. Halfback streak out of the backfield. Pressure's there. Great pocket. And that's one of the ones that I think these guys are so, this is one of the areas I think people are so much better than me nowadays at, of being able to know what you can throw and can't throw. Because this to me is so, I'll be so real with you, and it's just not how the game's played anymore. I know this, but this to me is so scary. I think Peppers could pick this, and he can't. He he cannot. But for maybe 5 Maddens that I can think of, he absolutely could have. Even last year, I think he could have if he had Lurker. Yeah, it's just interesting. That is one area that I'm so bad at, is knowing where the defensive player can get to. And here's the chewing of the clock by Fancy. He's going to call a little inside zone action. Gets a few yards too. Is in the middle of the field, but he's going to take this to the 2. And, Wesley only has 1 timeout as well, right? He used one earlier. I did not see when he used that second one. But this is a situation where that is going to come back a little bit because Fancy, if he's able to get one more first down, he could run out this half. And so that's where even the idea that, and people say this so often, I say it too, but it's not even always accurate. Wow, that tight end just got super bumped. Missed a touchdown too. Just didn't have time. Is first half, burn those timeouts, you can't keep them. Part of that is, though, you might be in a situation like this where Wesley could lose a possession because he burnt those timeouts early for different reasons. So, I mean, it's tough, right? It's tough. Going double seams. Drag underneath. Notice how, and Fancy falls down. He's going to make sure he takes away the rest of his half. Wesley knows it. Wesley's annoyed by it. Some of you see both these guys doing a good job of here and there. Not only are they attacking the seams, which is something that I keep on stressing so much to one myself, because that's how I need to get better at the game. But also to you guys, because it's just really important that you're good at attacking the seams, is the other area is drags, right? And those are 2 great ways of attacking the middle of the field. And the reason those can almost complement each other so well inside of an offense, because think about if you throw a drag, how far past the line of scrimmage are you catching that ball? 3 yards, you're right, give or take, past all the offensive line, the line of scrimmage. If you're throwing a seam streak, how far past the line of scrimmage are you throwing that? Are you catching it? 10 to 15, right, give or take? So just the vertical distance between those can stretch the defense, right? There's something to keep in mind, especially inside of a scheme where you're trying to attack the field in different ways. Yeah, Wesley's out of timeouts, 2nd and 4. Fancy should absolutely run this all the way down. So you can go touch pass again, so it's just going to keep the clock going. He doesn't run it all the way down. And we might see a tackle short. So, he kind of messed up not running it all the way down, because that actually gives Wesley an extra 10 seconds potentially, which sounds like it's not a ton, but in the event that Wesley does get points here before half, it'll probably come down to the final seconds, right? So just kind of something where it's like, oh, he's going to go to trips tight end PA slot corner. And I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how good this route combo is this close, and it's apparently very good. Sure. Sure, I don't even think this route combo is great in this situation. Maybe it is. I mean, it's great, like, left side horizontally. Just kind of an overcommit with the switch stick right there. Good news for Wesley is that it is actually bagged. But that maybe it would have been a touchdown pass lead inside. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. But Wesley with the ball, 54 seconds, down 14, gets the ball at half. So we'll see what he's able to do. If you're fancy, that snag route's what you're so cool with giving up. Oh, that's a pick. Oh, what happened here for Wesley to throw this? What happened here? What happened here? Playmaker up. Oh, I think, oh, he just timed it wrong, barely. So usually when this type of thing happens, and you playmaker somebody up and a zone is trailing him. So Jamel Dean, is he manned up? No, he's not. So usually this guy will stop at some point, right? Because you think this is like a hook curl or a zone of some sort. He just keeps trailing. And actually, I think as the ball gets thrown, you can see him stop. Like, he stops right here. He's actually stopping right here. But ball's already out, so now he's going to go play the ball. So Wesley almost mistimes this by just a second. Watching in real time, watch Jamel Dean's, like, watch his hips flip to where he's going to stop. Right? Watch. He does it right when the ball got thrown. He did it, but then he's going to go play the ball. So just like a missed timing of like a half second. He carried him more vertically than I thought he would. I'm not 100% sure why. But for fancy, that's massive, because now we're giving another 3. We can make this a 3-possession game. Obviously, if you don't know this in football, 3-possession games are really hard to lose. Really hard to win if you're down, right? So he's up 14. Now we got 44 seconds left. Let's get back to the gameplay here. Broadcast crew. There we go. He's in that doubles. And here's that route combo he threw a touchdown on earlier, or almost the same. I hit a quick woo. Would like to see that one. That's one of those ones, dude, where I'm like, if you're fancy, like, this is a great switch stick. I guess, what do you guys want to have happen right here? I think this is a great. I think this should be a pick. I think this should be a pick. I think it's a great switch stick. You play it the entire, like, I think that's a pick. And that's Calvin Johnson. That's 6'6". I think he picks that. I think it's a great play. I don't know. I'm curious if Fancy knows that can't get picked. I have no idea. Watch a seam right here. Not there that time, but goes drag underneath. And so you see kind of what I'm talking about, even right there on the same play. Seam stretches vertically, drag goes underneath. Just takes a lot of resources to stop both of those, right? And it's just like, man, it's just tough. It's just tough. It really is. It really, really is. See how Fancy's gonna let that blitz come in. That time, nothing open quick. Gets to a 3rd and 4. And honestly, some people might run right here just to guarantee the end of the half coming. I don't think you need to. You can pass the ball, and if you stop the clock, it's kind of whatever. Just because this play will take 4 seconds, right? So now we stop the clock at 24 seconds. Field goal takes 4 seconds, 20 seconds. Wesley gets ball at 20 seconds, down 3 possessions. He shouldn't get points, right? So I don't think, some people would run the ball right here. I think you actually go for a touchdown shot or a first down, right? Let's see. See, not there, picked off. And that's just a really good undercut. Might be able to get 6. No. Wow, that's really the only thing you couldn't do. Yeah, just getting a little greedy. And yeah, I think it's Rasul Douglas just plays it underneath the entire way. I think that was a man up, shaded down, or could have been a vert hook. Wow. Wesley does get 1st and 10 from the 22. He's in his own end zone, or 1st and 10 from the 4, 22 seconds left. Good pocket by him. It was a crazy pancake on that play. And Fancy's not going to call a timeout. Wesley obviously can't. And he'll go into half down 14. Good news for him being literally just the fact that, wow. Oh, they like skipped a play. Okay. Literally just the fact that, he has ball, right? So it's not the end of the world. He can get a stop. Immediately hits a quick out route. And now on 1st and 10, we have tight end wide side. Watch this quick little flood concept to the right. And one of the best ways to stop a flood concept, I get asked so often, how do you want to defend corner routes? Is to throw yourself onto the flat defender with a switch stick. Look, like we have corner route attacking here, flat route attacking here. Switch stick's going to go here from Fancy. And it's hard to throw either. Then he gets off him. I will say kind of a super aggressive switch stick from Fancy because the corner route was open. He was trying like to super undercut that in route. And I don't 100% know if he even meant to go to that outside corner, but he did. And now Wesley can go back to the same route combo, just going to the left side this time. Good pocket. And, ooh, we see one of the best ways to pick up blitzes in this game. And this goes every year, actually, kind of, is good pocket. Look right here. Steps up. This guy gets picked up. Now, part of the reason he can have such good pocket right here is because Fancy's zoning out this guy. So there's no interior pressure. So what are Fancy's trying to send 3? Well, that means that you can step up a ton. Almost a pick, though. Almost could have been a tip pick. And that would have been tough for the kid named Wesley. Wesley making quick work of this, right? Big part of, that. A little bad animation. Why did, I'm actually curious of this. Big part of, obviously, comebacks is scoring fast. So this is a deep out route, I believe, actually. And is that a soft squat? I'm trying to think. That'd have to be a soft squat, right? That just did that? Because he was flat-footed, then he just let him run by him. Yeah, the way he played that, I'm pretty sure that's a soft squat. And then matches up. If I'm wrong, I don't know what that deep zone is. I'll be 100% honest, I don't know what that deep zone is. Because it's not a cloud that would follow him up like that. Obviously not a hard flat. And no deep zone. No deep zone should just let him run right by unless that was like a glitch play of some sort. I don't think it is. But again, Madden can be weird sometimes, but interesting. All right. Oh, you see the little look over by Wesley? So now we're seeing the full jacket, though, by the way. Now he's almost loosened up, and you can see it in his game, right? And that's why, your appearance is so important in this, because before Wesley, that jacket was real closed. I was unsure of what it was, and honestly, I was unsure of his game, even. But now, notice the jacket's free. We can see the zipper. We can easily see the distinction between jacket and shirt right here. And what I thought before was a heavy shirt actually started to appear to me like just a very nice black tee, something that I personally would rock myself. So this goes from me saying, Wesley, I'm not sure of your style, to me saying, Wesley, I respect your game, brother. I see it. And this is why so much of Madden comes down purely to the clothes that you wear. Oh, I have too much fun with these, dude. I know someone's like taking this super serious and is like, is he being serious right now? Does it actually matter what I wear? I don't know. Kind of a high level thing right here that you may have missed is Fancy on offense here purposely does not scramble forward to get more yards. If he does, he's not going to be able to slide. So he goes almost horizontal to make sure that he's going to get a sack animation, rather than if he goes forward, he's going to become a ball carrier, which you could fumble on. So like a very small thing, but actually super real. Genuinely super real. And now, watch this right here. Not there. Going to hit that hitch, though. And so this is just a way of, because in this game, you have to commit so many resources to the inside. From this formation, you can play little two-man games to the sidelines and just put the defense in such a tough spot. Watch right here now. He's going to go, oh, well, he might have audibled out. He did. He's going to go touch pass instead. Okay. He's going to go touch pass instead still. But those little two-man games to the sidelines that these guys can do a good job of. Little fake hot route. Man, I remember sitting in Xbox parties with Fancy back in Madden 20, Madden 19. He got mad at people for fake hot route. Interesting how times change as he gets to all. Fancy used to rage when people would fake hot route and get auto broken tackles. Well, Fancy, if you're watching this, Jacob, how the times changed. I saw you smile after that. You're not too mad about the auto broken tackles anymore, brother. Nah, I'm trolling. I'm trolling too much this video. Good stick, though. Good stick. something that's crazy is that always the great passers. It's always been underrated how like I'll be so real with you. A great passer can run the ball like a great runner pretty easily, or like a great passer can run the ball like a good runner very easily. A great runner passes the ball like a terrible passer. Like that's so true. Um, Obviously, jet touch pass not exactly a run, but you get the idea. Um, some of his players are tired. I'm curious if that maybe actually changes his play call here on 2nd and 4. And notice no real clock chewing, anything like that. He could if he wanted to, but the biggest thing is just scoring that 7. Keep Wesley in a little bit of a hole, right? Go back to the touch pass. I mean, it's been hit or miss, right? He has that one big gain. This time Wesley's kind of not there. I thought he would be. And we're gonna see JMO fall forward for the first, just barely. First and goal now from the 5. And a big opportunity here. As much as it sucks that Fancy's so close to the end zone for Wesley, this is a big opportunity for Wesley to get a stop and even get a full stop, because some people down here, they won't settle for 3, right? So you could catch Fancy in a situation where he gets to a 4th and goal from the 1 or 2, goes for it, and now Wesley has a chance to go tie the game. So this is, so I feel like some people, especially who play a little bit more casually, like see a situation and are like, man, I lose almost. When it's like, man, this situation is an opportunity. And it's an opportunity for Fancy to scramble up the middle for a score. Something to keep in mind here, a unique way of running a very meta route combo. What do we see on the left side? We have a flat over here. We have a zig. We see it out of so many different things. It's just a unique way of doing the same thing. Really good job by Fancy taking off up the middle, especially when Wesley has a spy here. Oh, no, he didn't. That's not a spy. That just looked like a spy at first. Okay, I was going to say, how'd he beat the spy up the middle? Okay. But yeah, he didn't. Also, potentially could have thrown X, just doesn't. Ends up getting the touchdown nonetheless. And now we have about 7 minutes left in this game where Fancy is up 14. Wesley has ball. Boo! Pepper's starting to get out there, and that's from that D tackle spot, dude. He is a weapon at the D tackle spot. Like an absolute weapon. Notice how fast both these guys, for the most part, are getting rid of the ball, by the way. One of the biggest changes, I was talking about earlier, changes between, old Madden's and this Madden. One of the bigger ones is that you don't have time for a lot of these crossers, even corner routes, to get open anymore, right? Deep post. Right there, you see an example of him trying to hit a tight end post. He was either trying to hit the tight end post or something on the left side of the field. A little bit deeper. And just doesn't have time. These guys are so good at getting the ball out quick, which is massive skill gap to consistently get the ball out fast while making accurate reads. Now, part of that, the reason the game has transitioned a little bit that way is because of the fact that the user just can't do what they could do before. Before, you used to have to snap the ball and almost make the user go one way or another and get out of the frame. Now, if the user isn't on top of somebody, not much he can do. Good dot right there to Calvin as Wesley's going to now hit the 42-yard line. And a little bit of a runoff probably takes us to 125 or so. Good dot. Good dot, good dot, good dot. And we haven't seen a great switch stick turnover yet, but I do think we've seen switch stick, good pass lead, switch stick kind of dictating a little bit of what Wesley's able to throw. You just have to be aware of it, right? You just have to be aware of it always. Let's see here. Wysale. This is Wesley's, possibly his favorite play, at least against Fancy. Bad pocket, but able to hit the corner route nonetheless. That time he is able to. The loop blitz did get picked up. And we really run it. Dude, they run so many of these back. I'm like, it's cool. It's cool. It's great for me because I don't have to run back myself. But, I mean, if you've watched these that we've talked about, oh, my goodness. There's so many that they run like that. They do the run it back. Nothing really there. Pressure. I will say what they're so good at, I feel like these guys don't throw many D-line picks. And something I'm bad about is when I try to play like this, I just hold on to the ball a second too long, and I get a bunch of those. And if you get a bunch of those, you know what happens? Random 400-pounder snagging the ball. Oh, trips time to flex. Okay. Show me something. Show me something. Loop gets picked up. Really good pressure. A really good pocket. Oh! Really good play. Gets this left seam. Kind of in a unique way. I hadn't really seen that play get called. And Wesley gets cheated. You'd love to see that be caught for a touchdown. You need that call for a touchdown in this game. And so Fancy, that's the thing. You'll bag up a few times in the red zone, but you're going to give up probably there's going to be some open routes here and there too. And when you get a gift from the game like that, it's like, oh man, now you just got to lock in, bag up for 2 plays. 3rd and goal from the 7. You know it's probably not a run either. And I'm curious, this combo, okay, nothing really there. That's a tough ball. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. High ball to Calvin. Does he playmaker him up? Or is that just purely pass leading? That's purely a pass lead all the way up. High ball. Wow. That, dude, I'm telling you, bro. You get good at pass leading. It's one of those things that makes a difference. How many of you guys have thrown this ball and making a catch for a touchdown? I know a lot of dudes throwing a pick right here. I know a lot of dudes throwing a pick right here. Also, for what it's worth, if that's Tyreek Hill, for example, not a touchdown. He's just too small. He can't get that same animation because he's shorter trying to get behind a defender. You just can't do that right. Wow, that's a run it back replay worthy play. If you're fancy, bro, it's like, bro, come on. Because that's great defense. I think that's great defense, right? Halfback corner out again. Hits him in the seam. That's one of the cool things with the halfback corner is that the way he runs can be kind of a seaman demon-esque route. So you're able to pop him. And if you're fancy, dude, you don't chew, right? Don't start running the ball, but like get out of this quarter. This should be the last play of the quarter, without a doubt. Like get out of the and he's gonna go touch pass pretty much for that reason. Like this should absolutely end the quarter, right? And he's had some success with this, and he's gonna have a little success right here, a lot of success right here, a lot of success right here. Incredible amount of success on that play. And dude, that's just such a killer for Wesley too, dude. Cause like, is this a good play by Fancy? Like, yeah. At the same time, it's like, bro, he didn't even like do much. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't dot you down the field or something. He just and now it's a 2-possession game again. Cause now we're absolutely in a spot, by the way. Earlier we were kind of too, but some people are kind of dumb. I think Fancy would never do it. Where I mean, even a 4th and inches from the goal line, you're kicking your three, right? You're kicking your three, 100%. But if Fancy keeps passing, this area could be tough to pass in. So there is opportunity for a turnover in the passing game potentially here. Fancy will call inside zone to start. Gets absolutely shot by Pat Tillman, and we're gonna see that clock go a little bit. Second goal dropping. Let's see what we got. Oh, I think he might have been throwing a pick. Looked like he was trying to highball that wheel, but that was, I think, Chris Johnson on the wheel, right? With Calvin Johnson trailing. I don't know. That's tough. That stopped the clock, though. And it's almost, dude, this is just such a tough area. I'm so curious with this play call. Is this just a halfback? No, I thought he was going to go halfback corner. No. This is, okay. Okay. Yeah. This makes sense now. Instant pressure. Fancy holds on to it. He's going to kick the 3. He's going to get the 3. He's going to go up 10 points. And let's see where we're at after the 30-second skip really fast. But yeah, no, let's skip again. And we're still here. All right. We are still looking at the players. Wow. Notice the dent in the water bottle. Water's right here, but dent is right there. It's a firm grip from Fancy. I've never shaken his hand, but I assume it'll hurt. All right. Touch pass. Touch pass? Oh, Wesley's almost just trying to get a cheap one, just like Fancy's gotten 2 big plays from the touch passes. Not going to have it, though, and he's going to get out of bounds. Getting out of bounds is an important thing here. You do have plenty of time. Like, plenty, I say tentatively. But 4 minutes down 10 with ball, you have time. So you can still run, some things like that, especially you thought you had something. Seam not there. Not really there. Playmaker backwards not going to be there. Great defense from Fancy. No switch stick, all user. And again, something like that, dude, that's game. That's where those get so close. And, you just got to be so wary of it, You just have to be so wary of it. Let's watch cheat flat X post. Every play here. And Fancy knows it. A stop, he wins. Especially with where the time's at. Wesley going a little bit of a different route combo. Gets that. That's picked. Wow. I don't know, a little bit of bumping happened on defense, a little bit weird. Let's see. Watch the tight end here. So this guy's manned up onto the tight end. And is there bumping that happens right here? No. Oh, wow. This would never get picked, by the way. Oh. The defender bumped him into position. Look at that. So Tillman was not going to pick that. He wouldn't undercut that on his own. And I actually wish he would, but he wouldn't. But he gets a bump. Watch his pass. So he's here. He's here. Watch Davis and Tillman right here. Boom. Like, this is actually, like, this looks open. right? But Tillman's going to bump into Davis ever so slightly right there and bring him down. I'll just let it run again just so you can see. It's actually like, Fancy kind of got lucky for that. Fancy kind of got lucky on that. I can't lie to you. Boom, bumps him down, lets him undercut it. Fancy gets a big return down to the 20. And he's going to run the ball some. 2nd and 5 right here. All right, let's see. 2 clock. Absolutely. If Wesley could hold him to 3, it's not the end of the world, right? There is life. I do think if you're Fancy, while you are chewing clock, you almost are kind of going for that dagger. No, he's going to take a sack. Because just like, if you get 7, GG's. 3, still a game, obviously. Let's see what he does here. Comes back into gun normals while off close. And he's going to go PA snag. Such a big down here. Such a big down. Even a first down just kills so much. Ooh. I'm curious. Do you just kick? You could go. I actually think you go dagger. You kind of got gifted an interception. I think the first down, even that, just time implication wise, that is dagger. 3 is life for him. 3 keeps life alive. I'm curious. He's gonna kick. Okay. And again, it's hard to blame that decision. But man, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, man, you just get that first down. Yeah, he's gonna kick it. He'll go up 13. The pros of this though is that if Wesley somehow does score 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes, Fancy just needs 3 to go win the game. So it's like, it's hard to hate on that, but he was absolutely contemplating it. And man, I think I'm going for the dagger. I'm probably not getting it and losing because of it. But nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. Let's go. All right. So Wesley, that keeps life alive for Wesley though. Absolutely does. Oh. All right. Another one. I can't lie. Wesley's gotten close to some of these D-line picks. Like right there's another example of like that ball just barely getting out of his QB's hands. I've said it some recently. I'm curious if they ever go back to when like that would happen, the QB would just like hold on to it. Switch stick, great click on. Oh, he drops it though at the 2-minute warning. So it would have been inbounds. The 2-minute warning would stop the clock anyways. No drink's been drank out of that water bottle, it looks like, from Fancy since the last time we looked at it. Still bent the same way. Me personally, I would have unbent it by now, just a personal thing. But we're going for, might be a bomb on the left. I don't think so. It is. Switch sticked up. And this is just really good recognition from Fancy. This is one of the things where like you're looking at the field, you kind of recognize what the route combo is right here developing. And he just gets it. Wow, GG's. And Fancy can be around with this clock. We'll skip ahead some, but like this is G's. They pause. GG's. Fancy moves on. He's really good at the game right now.